What is going on, guys? It is Mike, AOD81, and we are getting into video number 16 on our Lords of the Fallen walkthrough. If anybody's looking for me on PSN, my actual handle is AOD1981. A couple people have found me and messaged me to ask me a couple questions, so that's my handle on PSN if you need to message me for any reason. But anyway, we're in the middle of the Thief area, and we're picking up right where we left off on our last video. So we had just thrown down this seedling, and we're going to proceed forward through the Thief. Now, the first thing we're going to come on is right up here. You're going to see a dog in the distance, but there's also a dog behind those breakables to the left. So I'm going to go in here and try to get rid of him. Kill this dog. There's another one over here. Yeah, you see that ice does a lot of damage. As I proceed forward, you're going to see a couple more dogs in the distance. And you're going to see this dedicated item over here by the gate. That's going to be Ancestor's Sword. A couple enemies are going to spawn and come out of the water. This was just an enemy drop, not a dedicated item. But this next area coming ahead is actually pretty difficult. We're going to try to get the whole area in one run through. I do it on my character, no problem, but we'll see how it goes here. So what we need to do, and just so you can see, we've already got everything from over here. There was nothing back there. We're going to go into Umbral in here, and when we proceed into the middle of the courtyard, there are going to be two of the face enemies that come at us, I believe. Now, my first playthrough, two showed up. But on subsequent playthroughs ever since then, because I upped the difficulty right after my first playthrough, three show up. So hopefully with this character, only two are going to show up, but we're going to be fighting either two or three of those face enemies at the same time. So since we lose half of our health to Wither, I'm going to walk up here and an enemy's going to fall right there. I'm going to hit him, get my health back. I'm going to go ahead and buff my weapon and get ready to soul flay this face up here. Soul flay him, try to kill him as quick as possible because the next one just appeared to my left. Almost got him. Oof. Okay, that one's done. Now I can back off that one. I'll soul flay him. Dodge. Dodge. And got him. So the third one isn't going to show up since this is technically my first playthrough on this character. So now that we're in Umbral, what we want to do, I'll go ahead and pop that. But you'll see there's an Umbral belly, so we definitely want that. We're going to pick that up, and that is going to be the Putrid Child Sword. It's an Umbral weapon, just to show you where I'm at. That's the direction we came from. We ran in here and fought those two faces. Got the belly. We're going to run over here to the left. And there's going to be an item back behind here. That's going to be two large Duralium shards. Now I'm gonna head back this way, and when I go in there, there's gonna be an umbral belly to my right. As soon as I pop the belly, I'm gonna go ahead and heal. As soon as I pop the belly, there's gonna be 2 reapers. So what I am gonna do is I'm gonna run in. I'm going to cast Sanctify. If I had enough mana, the reapers are coming. Focus on one first. Now I can focus on the other one. And the reapers are taken care of. So now I can go ahead and pop this belly. Pick up our item. That's going to be Putrid Polearm, and this is just something the Reaper dropped. So now I'm going to go out and go to the left. There's going to be a gargoyle in this little courtyard to the right with the item in it, and there's also one over here. So I'm going to take the gargoyle out. And there should be another one in here, I believe. That might only be on a harder difficulty level. Oh, there he is. Okay. Now we can pick up our dedicated item right here. It's going to be a bigger skull. And we're going to gain access to there here in a second. So we've gotten everything in the lower area. I can kill him. That's where we got our belly. Now if we go up this way, we're going to walk up this rafter into the building. And there's going to be an archer. Ooh, I mistimed that dodge. I'll go ahead and, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do that. But as we come in here, we're just going to go ahead and stay in Umbral. You can, if you want to reset the clock, you can exit Umbral, but we need to go back in anyway. But there also is this chest here to the left. So we're going to grab this chest. That's going to give us a bow and some Duralium nuggets. And then we're going to get ready to run over there and fight that archer. Got rid of him, and this is a dedicated item right there. As we ran across, it's right here to the left. We're going to pick that up. It's a Vigor Skull. We're going to walk up here. And we're going to push down the ladder that was down in that courtyard we were just in. And we're going to fall into the next room and pop this stigma.
My lord, I say once
Now,
more,
as we walk out, you'll see there's another Umbral exit to the left, but we don't really need to use it. We're going to kill this archer. You see our stigma is still playing. Now, after past the archer, if we go over to this roof, right over here to the left, there's a dedicated item. And we just got our Umbral scourings, but that's the Talon fist weapon. So now we're just going to run back the way we came from. I'll pick that up. Now fairies are starting to show up. Oh, she's got me. I better pull off a heal. Okay. Now that she's down there, I'm going to go ahead and do this. So we are up top, right next to where we got our stigma. We're going to roll over to this roof, roll over to this roof, pick this item up. That's just going to be consumables. And now this whole area is taken care of. So we can... I could still have a little bit of time. We can pop that. Now we're going to go back up into the house. And now we have our Umbral exit there still. So now we can go ahead and exit Umbral. Now I'm going to turn around 180 degrees and walk out the back side of the house. Down here, there's going to be one of those ice witches. So I'm going to go after her. Couple other enemies. Where are they at? An archer just shot me. I think he's up top though. Oh, he just dropped down. He has a parasite. I just popped his parasite. He should be upstairs. A lot of times he won't aggro when you're down here. But now we're going to walk over to this lever. That's going to open that shortcut gate. That's where we killed the dogs and picked up an item from right there. So now we're just going to run up towards the steps. Keep coming around. And usually that archer is on that next stairwell, pacing back and forth. He must have been standing here and fired an arrow at me and he dropped down. But so a lot of times when you're coming around this corner, you'll see that archer right there. He's got an umbral parasite that you have to pop, and a lot of people walk by that chest. So we're gonna come over here, grab our chest. That's gonna give us the Jadael's bone armor, the whole set. We're gonna continue up the steps, and in this little shack to the left there are a couple gargoyles, but there's also an item. So we're gonna use our lamp to walk through, and we won't have to fight the gargoyles because we're not in Umbral. So we're gonna pick up our item. It's just a frostbite cure. Walk back out. Continue on up. And as you can see, we have our summons right here. We're getting ready to enter a boss fight, but we want to open up this vestige. And whether you have all your heals, whether you're in great shape, it doesn't matter. We want to rest here because Tech Ear is going to spawn here, and we need to talk to him here to progress him properly. As I said before, I don't think it would mess up his quest. We'd probably still be able to get his quest trophy. But if you don't talk to him in every spot in the order that we're doing it, he won't have all of his items in his shop the last time you see him. So you won't be able to buy the weapon. I believe it's just a weapon. That's the last item that wouldn't appear. So he's going to be right there, but we did have a couple of levels, I think, that we can get. Yeah, so I'm gonna... I want to start using some more magic here soon, but... Well, let's do 1 point in Radiance and 1 in Strength. And we'll go with that. And this boss fight, it's not too challenging if you know what to expect. You just have to know the patterns. But we're gonna go ahead and
I was
talk to
aware of
Tech
it.
Gear,
It's pure and cold. I
go
believe
through his
it's a burden.
dialogue.
All that. Well, hello again, friends.
He's gonna open up his shop, and you're gonna wanna, let me see, the Skin Stealer knife. You won't need to buy that from him. As you fight Skin Stealers through your playthroughs, you'll end up picking those up out in the world. Same with the Trapper crossbow. The Trapper is the technical name for those Medusa snake looking archers. But he's got a couple new items, just consumables mostly, it looks like. So we're in pretty good shape.
May your path be blessed.
I'm just gonna take a quick look at my weapons and see if there's anything. That is a heavy weapon, so that would put me into heavy encumbrance, but is that better than the sword that I'm wielding? It is, but it'll probably still put me into, yeah, way heavy. So that hatchet might be a decent secondary weapon, and yeah, that's gonna be a heavy weapon. So we'll go back to our sword for my right-handed weapon. Let me see what this splitting axe looks like. No, it's gonna do less damage than the pike that I have. So we'll leave our weapons alone until I can get a chance to go to Skyrest and do some upgrading. And there might be some weapons that I have that I would be able to utilize if I was trying to concentrate on putting all my skill points into the proper areas. Like this sword right here, I need 19 agility to wield that sword. And like I said, I might want to try to upgrade that sword. But anyway, we're going to go in as is for now. But this is a major boss fight. As you can see, we have our summons, and we want to summon Kukujin. That's Pieta. There's Kukujin. So, yes, seek assistance from Kukujin. Give her a little bow, whatever. And then as soon as we walk in, we're going to be fighting the Crow. The Crow basically just spits some ice at you in between cycles. What we're mainly fighting is like an Ice Witch type enemy, and we need to Soul Flare and attack her soul. So you'll see how that looks. We're gonna go ahead and go in. What do I got there? I got my my small. Okay. So she always spawns some enemies. I thought Kukujin was an enemy at first. She always spawns some enemies to begin with, and we want to Soul Flare and attack her soul. You usually have to do it about twice, but after the first time there'll be a whirlwind, and you want to stay out of that wind. That wind will cause you ice damage. So you want to be in the center of the arena. Then the witch reappears. So I'm going to Soul Flare again. Attack her soul. And I could have gotten a critical hit, but I accidentally hit her. But now the next phase is where he starts spitting ice. I try to cast Sanctify, so I have a healing spot, and just try to dodge his ice. It's gonna come from different angles, like that. It's best just to keep kind of moving around. Okay, now she's getting ready to spawn back in the center. If you're too close to her, she'll blow you back. So wait till she spawns her enemies. I'm gonna go ahead and kill the witch. The rest, I believe... Oh, there's one more witch over here. The rest should be trash enemies. So now I can go to her, soul play. Attack her. And now go back towards the center because the whirlwind is gonna come again. Those chunks of ice slow you down if you walk near them, and you can roll through them to break them. But we're gonna go back to her, soul player one more time. Now we can get our critical hit. Oh! Okay, I'm gonna cast my Sanctify. And get ready for the ice. I try to get rid of those because they slow you down, like I said. See, that ice causes a lot of damage. Buff my weapon. And she should be almost ready to come. There she is. Now this time she's gonna spawn one of those King Ranger big guys, so we'll take him out. And I'll Soul Flare. And get back towards the center. Soul Flare again. I was a little too early out. I'm gonna get him instead. Okay, Soul Flare. Oops. Soul Flare one more time. And one more time with a little bit of ice. This time it's not nearly, it's just basically these spikes. You can kind of just roll around so they don't spawn underneath you and hit you and break them. And we're waiting for the crow's head to fall like it just did. Then we'll go up to his eye and tap R1 or whatever your light attack button is. And that's the crow.
The pleasures of life.
So, since that was a Kukujin fight, and we do not want to forget, we're going to warp to Skyrest real quick. And I'm just going to run over and pay Kukujin.
A pleasure. The wise always do right. I help you. Just be sure to if you don't, and neither of us want.
Okay. Also, Andreas Aveb is now in the cell right across from her. So we can go over and talk to him. If you remember the last time we saw him, he tried to push a boulder on us in the Thief. But he is now back at Skyrest, so we need to run through his dialogue.
This time you returned, I was minded by some barbarian. He fled when he's... But only now do I must have dropped. I won't find it. Come on, get to it. Bring me... Come on, get to it.
Okay. Now we'll just go ahead and go back to our vestige and warp back to the Thief. And it looks like I still have a little bit of extra vigor after paying Kukujin, so I can get another level. I'm gonna go ahead and just take my Inferno up to 10. And I'm going to warp to actually Nest was the last vestige where we just fought the crow.
Hello again, friend. May your path be blessed.
Okay. So, we just beat the crow in here. The stigma with the remembrance is right there, so we're gonna pop Umbral. Pop the stigma. If you walk into here, we can exit Umbral. Remember, you can exit Umbral, and you'll see the subtitles still at the bottom. You can exit Umbral while a stigma is playing. You just can't die, rest, or move too far away from it. And you see we just got our remembrance of the Hollowed Crow and our scourings, so we're good to go there. And we have an item right here. That's going to be the King Ranger Axe. So we're going to fall down there. And there's going to be a dedicated item right here on the bridge. Some Vigor Skulls. There's nothing in this second tower. We're going to run to the third tower. And we're going to go up the stairs. And if you can't sense it already, this is our third beacon. So if you're doing the Radiant ending, obviously you want to cleanse it. Our ending, the Umbral ending, or the Inferno ending, you don't cleanse any of them. So behind this beacon, there's also a chest. So we're going to grab the chest, which gives us our second Duralium chunk. And a lot of Duralium shards, nuggets, etc. And we're going to drop down, go down to the bottom of the tower. That's the rampart we just came across. We're going to drop down this ladder. We're going to run down here, and when we walk into here, the Light Reaper is going to show up. Now, we don't want to kill the Light Reaper here because he needs to be fought in his final arena so we can summon an NPC in order to complete the quest. So, I'm going to pop Umbral just to make it go quicker. So, as soon as we walk in here, the Light Reaper is going to show up. And I'm just gonna stand in the lava and die. No problem, we're gonna respawn at our vestige, and it's just a short run back to our vigor. There's no enemies. And then we can finish up the Thief. So we're just gonna go back this way. We're gonna drop down here. Run across the ramparts. There's the other beacon you see. When we get into the last tower, we're gonna drop down here. Run down this way. And get our vigor back. And there's gonna be an item in the middle of the room. That's gonna be a vigor skull. And as we run up here, there's gonna be an item. York's ring, so that's a trophy related item. We're gonna go down here and there's a stigma. You can run up top. There's I believe there's an umbral exit up there, but there aren't any items or anything to really be too concerned about, so we'll just go ahead and pop umbral. And this stigma is another Paladin Isaac stigma. So that's number 3 of 4 for Paladin Isaac. And the 4th one is right next to his arena. So we are good to go on Paladin Isaac. As we go forward, this gargoyle is going to show up. There's going to be an umbral belly right here, so we'll pop that. Why is it not popping? That is odd. Let me try to relock. Don't tell me that's glitched. I'm gonna have to go back and reset, I think. Yep, it's not letting me get it. So I am gonna... I tell you what. How many vestige moths do I have? 15. I'll go ahead and use a vestige moth. That's gonna take me back to the vestige. Now, that kind of sucks that glitched, because they, since release, they have patched a lot of glitches. I rarely run into any anymore, but that's unfortunate. Especially since we're doing a walkthrough on camera, but no big deal. We, warped back to our vestige, which is essentially a rest, so we should be... I don't have to go that way, I can go down here. We should be able to pop in now. Where's that gargoyle? And there's the belly too, so... There's the gargoyle. Pop. Okay. And it is a rune, so I mean it wouldn't have affected us as far as trophies or anything like that, but I told you we're getting everything, and we are getting everything. So as we run forward into this next area, we're gonna have an umbral door to open. We're gonna walk into this room, and you see the vine there. There's an entity up there that we're gonna pull. That's gonna get rid of the umbral entity to the door on the left. But first, we want to go over to this alley towards the right. And you can see there's another one of those pumpkin scourings. So that's going to be the 3rd of 5 pumpkin scourings for the secret side quest. That's nothing trophy related. There's also an item over there. As soon as we go for the item, a few gargoyles are going to drop on us. So I'm going to hold out block. Where'd you go, guys? Ooh, he's almost gonna kill me. I'll use some magic to heal. Heal with magic. Okay. That's just an enemy drop. This was the dedicated item, the Beast Axe. So, this door right here you see is still blocked by an umbral entity, but this one we've unlocked. So we can open it. There's going to be a fairy to the left. I'm going to run in and get rid of her. And she drops some Mana Stone clusters. Get rid of those guys, and you'll see a belly over here. So we're gonna pop it. That's gonna be a Rebirth Chrysalis, and then we're gonna have access to the other Umbral Entity Vine. So we'll pop that. Then we'll open this door. And you see the Umbral Entity to the left is dissolving. When we go into this next room, to the left, there's going to be a face enemy. So I am going to try to Soul Flame before he jumps on me. Pick up his drop. I'm gonna go over and get rid of this mage so he's not throwing stuff at me, spitting stuff at me. And there's also a gargoyle that looks confused right there, but he's probably gonna drop down here in a second. Okay. So now we're going to soul flay this. This is going to be a Saintly Quintessence. We're going to pick that bad boy up. And that is all the items in this area. So we're officially done with the Thief. We could use a Vestige Moth, but it's not too bad to run back to our Vestige, so I'll just hold on to the Moth. We're just gonna run back this way, the way we came from. And the way to get up this bridge, it's kinda clunky. You wanna run and just spam the jump button. It usually works. It worked for me a minute ago, didn't it? There it goes. Now we're gonna come in here and go up the ladder. Walk out onto the ramparts, and I'll pick up a little extra vigor from the enemies that spawn. How about that? So we're just gonna run back across the rampart. Go up this ladder. And we will be back at our Vestige. So we can go ahead and warp back to Skyrest. And there's going to be a few things that we'll go ahead and take care of. We're finished with the Thief area.
Our holy work continues.
I need
Lambert.
one more saintly quintessence till my next
Let
upgrade.
Aureus's will be done.
I might, I said it before that I might try to upgrade some stuff with, some of those shards and chunks and everything, but never did. You know what? I'm going to upgrade my catalyst all the way right now. Let me see. 4,500. I think I got the bigger skulls to do it. I should have. I haven't been using any really. What do I need? That's an 8. I need one of those. And one of those. And I don't have the shards to upgrade it to 9. So we'll worry about that later. But anyway, yeah, just new stuff that I picked up, just making it so it doesn't show up as new anymore. Melted Dark Crusader sword. I haven't taken a look at that yet. Like I said, I might off camera take a look at some of this stuff, but anyway, that's good for now. We could talk to Molehue, and we, let me see, do we have any new eyes? No new eyes yet. We do have a new remembrance. I'm pretty sure the crow, yeah, it's this, umbral spell that you would want to pick up, and then the Dress of the Drowned and the Mask of the Drowned go towards the all armor trophy. So you want to get that stuff. I tell you what, I've been telling everybody else to do it, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy some spells that I've been telling everybody to do. Since I've already spent my 50 scourings for the, I'm also going to grab that ring. Okay, so I've got all the remembrance spells so far. And that left me with 2 scourings. But, yeah, so I grabbed all the remembrance spells. And Dunmire shouldn't have anything new for
You serve
us.
a higher purpose, Crusader.
Yes, I know I do.
To strive in darkness, in light
Okay.
and walk.
Now what we did by talking to Andreas of Ebb
Come on,
before
get
is
to it,
he
come on, get to it.
basically asks us to get his Book of Lineage. I'm gonna go rest real quick just to get out of Umbral. So we're gonna go take care of that real quick. We're gonna do some NPC progression. We're gonna run to the left stairwell up here and exit out and go up to where we fought Pieta. Gonna run out here to where the enemies are fighting each other. Now, with this door open on the left right here that we open, you'll see that there's a new stigma there. That's directly because of the Andreas of Ebb story progression. And if you watch the stigma, it's actually the Iron Wayfarer trying to, well, chasing off Andreas of Ebb because Andreas of Ebb is trying to get everybody's lamp. And he ends up dropping his Book of Lineage. So now we've got the book. So we can go back to Skyrest. Down the steps, out the door, down the steps. And we're just gonna go back to that cell across from Kukujin, and we're gonna give him his book.
Ha! Then, well, in fact, I'd be glad.
Now he's basically gonna swear allegiance to us and say that he'll fight for us in the future. He doesn't really come through, but...
Just be sure to... If you don't...
But anyway, after he tried to kill us, he's given us his word now that he will fight with us. So now Andreas is progressed. We are going to go ahead and progress the tortured prisoner. I know a video or two back we picked up the noblewoman clothes and I mentioned something about progressing her. The way we're going to do that is we are going to warp to district. And if we do a 180 from the vestige, we run back down to the arena where we fought the spurned progeny. And here's our tortured prisoner. And we have to put on the noblewoman set. So the head is right here. The chest is right here. The arms are right here. And the legs are right here. So now we have the full noblewoman set on. And we're going to talk to her.
Acceptable attire.
You'll see her dialogue has changed.
Ah, my invitation reached you.
And it doesn't look like any new items yet. Her next progression point is in Kalrath, right next to the beacon that we've already passed. So if we go there, I do believe she has some new items. But I'm going to go ahead and put my gear back on. And then we can run back to our vestige. And the noblewoman is progressed. Or I'm sorry, the tortured prisoner is progressed. And the other thing we can do is warp to Shrine, because we have the saw that Damaros asked for and a couple of other things. So we're gonna turn around and let's see. Yeah, now Percival is laying there. He's supposed to show up there right after you fight him and unlock this area and come here, but sometimes he doesn't for some reason. But that's Percival that we fought earlier in the game as a mini boss. But we're gonna give her the deer worshipper's saw.
I dare be another loyal son.
She's got a new spell and some new armor pieces. This will fall randomly, This I don't see too often. I think it does drop, but it's kind of a rare drop, so you might want to buy it. This weapon right here does not drop randomly, so you need to buy Rogar's Reach from her. You want to buy the spell, obviously, for sure. And yeah, but now we can go back to our vestige and rest. And resting is just going to reset everything and spark some new dialogue with her.
Fuck it! I know I did! I'll be with you.
Okay, once you go through the dialogue, we can go back and rest again. And we're gonna go talk to her, and she'll tell us what she wants next. And we actually already have a couple of what she wants.
Make the sacrifice.
So if we go down to talk, we can hand over the Infernal Enchantress
In the
flesh.
divine sight.
And we can hand over the Spurned Progeny
In the
flesh.
divine sight.
And let's see if she's got anything new. Okay, now essentially the last item to give her to complete her quest would be the Light Reaper flesh after we fight him. We're gonna have to come back here, so I'll get into that a little bit more when we come back. But this is basically as far as we can progress her. I'm gonna rest one more time just to make sure she doesn't get new items in her shop. But if we gave her the Light Reaper flesh, she would progress. We would basically be completing her quest pretty much, and she would progress to the last area of the game. But we can't do that with the Umbral ending. You'll see why. But no, okay, so on this playthrough, you definitely want to get this spell. But I believe after you give her the Light Reaper flesh, she might get a couple of new items before she disappears. So when you do that run, you'll just have to make sure you get all the spells and all the items from her. But basically, she's progressed as far as we can progress her on this playthrough. We will encounter her again. And there is one more thing I wanted to do. No, I think that was it. We got Andreas of Ebb. We got the Tortured Prisoner. And we went to Shrine and took care of Damaros. So we're going to go back to Skyrest. And the next area of progression that we're going to be tackling is the famed Pilgrim's Perch. We've got the key now. Stoneman dropped it here for us not too long ago, a video or two back. So we have the key to go to the Pilgrim's Perch, and that's going to be our next area for our next video. It's a pretty long area. I don't know that we'll get through the whole thing in one video, but we will be starting on it. So I appreciate it, guys. If these videos are helping you out, please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. See you guys.